who's that up ahead? He looks somewhat familiar. Dorsilla, is that you? Wait, what? I agree with you, Reynold. Like, okay, so this is the cat and the scarecrow. And the brother of Dorsilla? What? Thank you, Everett. Well, that explains why he looks so familiar, though. No kidding. She's actually running that bad crowd. Why can't you be the one to do it, though? Yeah, why? Oh, that's actually a pretty good reason. You need to man up a bit, sir. So wait a minute, you're so scared of your sister that you're sending children to do the job for you, really? Alright. Well, he said to check out the Ferris wheel, and, well, there's a grubbin here, and a trowbog, and a crest whaler. And they're throwing candy down? Wait, where's this candy coming from? What the... Now this is just mean! Oh, they need to have more hugs, honestly. Oh, so we're finally famous. Alright, well, we're gonna have to do something about this. Let's start by fighting these guys down here at the bottom. So, I know that I said earlier that the 2-ply toilet paper is so broken. I'm gonna show it off in this battle. So, pretty standard battle. Let's just go ahead and get to a point where the toilet paper is gonna be more useful. Alright, so this is maybe a good point where I can start showing off how the 2-ply toilet paper is so much better. Because, like, right now, I'm going to use Missile Barrage. Now, normally, this would get rid of stun because, well, the damage would cause the stun effect to fade off. But if I use the 2-ply toilet paper, both of them should now be stunned. They will take fire damage from the Missile Barrage, and they can't do a thing. So I'm just going to go ahead now and spread out my damage a bit more evenly based on the attack levels of my characters here. And why not? Let's just go ahead and finish off the Trowbog first. Spearmaster can't do a thing, so we finish him with the Ninja. So that just... It is just incredible how easy this game got once we had access to multiple stun moves. Also, lots of candy to pick up there. Hooray. Alright, well, let's see if we can't get to the top of the Ferris wheel then. Oh no, they damaged the panel to the controls? Wait, what? I could have probably said that more eloquently. Eloquently. Thank you for finally saying the word correctly, this time, Mouth. But it looks like they damaged the controls, so we don't have a way to get up to the top of the Ferris wheel by normal conventions. So we're going to have to find another way up to the top. Well, let's look around and see what we can find. For starters, we can find some scary fangs here, which should help us in building the vampire costume. Oh, hello. What do we have here? Is this a cannon? It is. And it's aimed right at the Ferris wheel. That seems like a safety hazard under normal circumstances. Well, let's see who this is. This is Orzo, the cannon-tossed oddball. Well, that's certainly a memorable name, for sure. Ooh, really? Could you aim yourself at those monsters and knock them off the Ferris wheel? Wait, that might be a bad idea since there's kids up there. Ugh. Is this really a tradition? I think this is meant to be a joke, but I think it might actually be true. Yeah, we're just kids. We have no certification, but can we use your cannon? Oh. Yeah, I guess only professionals can use it, can they? Actually, that's a good question. Is he licensed and assured? Oh, well, that's probably... You might want to consider a different line of work, then. Well, he's not going to let us past, but there might be a way we can sneak past him. Yep, so this is your clue here. Everett will say if we can get past him without him seeing us, maybe we can get through. So, if we use the ninja, we can sneak right past. And now he will perform the most amazing stunt ever! Firing kids out of a cannon without knowing it. Wait, what do you mean keep your eyelids pointed away? Are you not actually going to shoot yourself out of the cannon? Are you... Wait, was he actually going to, like, pretend he was shooting himself out of a cannon and then say he did it? Oh no. Algebra! Ah! So yeah, that was a pretty standard battle. It's kind of funny how all we had to do was mention algebra, and they just went running. So, now we're on top of the Ferris wheel. We have a pretty good bird's eye view of everything. Speaking of birds... Ooh, a secret passage through some darkness that's actually broken, as we'll soon see. Oh yeah, that's a good question, though. How will we get down from the Ferris wheel? Oh, just like that, I guess. And they won't even tell us how we did it. They're just gonna say that they did. Oh well. So there is a lot more to the carnival here, and I will take some time to explore it in a bit. For now, let's just go ahead and follow after that crow. Yeah, you wonder. You would think the rides would be a lot safer, but this is a carnival. So he used a spell to illuminate the entrance. Oh, I guess we actually do have to use... Okay, well, we have to use the spaceman costume here and illuminate the entrance. And once we make it through here, we don't need to use the spaceman outfit to get through here ever again. From now on, it's just normal. You don't need to use it at all. So you can just pass through now, which is good. Saves us a bit of traveling expense. There's an enemy right there. We'll ignore him for now to talk to this girl who needs a unicorn pellets, which we don't have extras of at the moment. So we'll deal with that soon enough. Here is a kid on patrol, and here we have a wall we can knock down. So now we have an easy way back into the town, so I can hit these leaf piles I just realized I missed. Here's that kid we saw earlier. And what's more, we should see this cave over here. It's a bit dark, but if we use Captain Starblazer, we can go inside and find a chest which contains some black cloth, which is another piece for the vampire costume. So now if we follow this trail of candy here, we'll find ourselves back inside the carnival grounds. Alright. So we'll just kind of keep going around and cleaning up as we make our way back to where that entrance is. Here's another coffin. Inside we get 20 pieces of candy. Right. Beat up the balloons because I demand it. I don't know who would actually take the time to put candy in every single balloon here, but oh well. And we can just pass on through. Hooray. Switch back to the ninja and sneak on over. Smack him in the face. So I guess one of the bright things about using the 2-ply toilet paper is that Lucy actually gets a chance to jump in on the action once in a while when it's down to one enemy and they're still recovering from a previous turn's stun. Oh, hey look! It's our old friend, the Scarecrow, who we now know as Dorian. The incredibly mysterious Scarecrow, who we now know as Dorian, yes. Actually, yes, we did take a guess you'd be giving us a costume material. And now we have completed the pumpkin costume. And we get a speaker from the big black gate. Actually, what does that do? Well, it will help speak for us whenever we're in big trouble. And this will actually be helpful later. you know, I'm actually not sure what happens if you don't have that before the final battle. I think maybe I'll do a bit of research off-screen and I'll see what I can turn up. You were just hiding out in the open. Brilliant hiding place, yes. Alright, so the last of the trick-or-treat kids is probably in the carnival. But if we go around here, we can find a treasure coffin. Inside we have the white makeup, which allows us to complete the vampire costume. So that is now 2 new costumes that we have completed and that we can show off. So let's go ahead and switch. Actually, I need to show off the stats for the French fry costume too, don't I? So we'll put everyone in one of the new costumes, and we'll get to show them off. So the vampire costume reduces your HP and your attack, which isn't that good. But the vampire has an ability that really makes up for it, so I will be using it later. The French fry costume adds to your health, but decreases your attack power. And the pumpkin costume increases your attack power, so it's pretty much a substitute for the robot costume. And I will actually be using this on Everett from now on, because its ability is probably a little bit more useful than the robot costume. And we will get to show that off later. For now, let's go ahead and switch everyone into their respective... Actually, I'll go ahead... Yeah, actually, I'll stick with the robot costume... Not the robot costume. The vampire costume for Reynold there, so I can show off what it does. And we'll switch Lucy back to the unicorn as always. But yeah, I'm actually going to find out what happens if you don't have that speaker later when you actually need it. Because they wouldn't give it to you unless you need it. So here we have another gate, it seems. Oh, they have a satellite feed now? Oh, but we gotta trick-or-treat at all the houses again, it seems, if we want to get past this gate. So, looks like we're just gonna have to go back and clean out the rest of the houses. Oh, why are we so surprised? It's the same deal in every area. So, let's get started. Over here with this house. Or this tent, even. I don't think I want to find your dentures. I'd prefer if you check first before you give us your candy, which may or may not have your dentures in it. That's gross. And you're just ugly. So now we get to show off the vampire costume. And the pumpkin costume. So we should be able to show both of them off in this battle, because there'll be plenty of time for 3 turns to have gone by. So let's start off by attacking this guy. So, same deal as the French fry costume, the vampire requires you to press a certain button repeatedly. So we'll stun the Mystic. And then we'll stun the Bruiser. And now only the Guardsman will get an edge in. Alright. We'll attack again with the Vampire. Might be able to finish off this Grubbin here, actually. The Pumpkin attacks with the Circle Trick. Oh. I'll take a risk here and just stun that enemy. Because actually this gives me a chance to better show off the Vampire's move. Because what the Vampire does for his special is there's a bat in my hair. And what this special move does, it attacks all enemies for a fairly decent amount of HP, and it heals everyone in the party. So this is actually a really good move. So it is actually a pretty good trade-off for the lowered attack and HP of the Vampire. And then we also have the Pumpkin. And here's what his special ability does. It attacks all enemies, and for each enemy, it will half their current HP. So this can be pretty good for weakening a really strong enemy who still has a lot of their health left over. Now, in case you're wondering, this will not half a boss's HP. However, it will do a lot of damage regardless, so it is still a pretty useful move to have. So let's just finish off this bruiser and move on. Let's see, do I want to switch back to the ninja or not? Honestly, I really do prefer the ninja better, even though it does have spread damage the vampire does. I think I'll stick with the vampire, actually, because I think maybe the ninja needs a break for a while. Now, I've also thought of something else I want to talk about here, which is the fact that I may have been mistaken in a previous video about something I brushed off. Now, I can't really confirm this one way or the other, but when I said earlier that melee and range don't seem to really matter in this game, I may have been wrong, because I don't know, I sometimes notice in battle, like, when one character is using, like, magic or ranged, or, like, just a different attack style, I don't know, certain enemies seem like they have greater damage output from certain ones. Wait, no, what? Ugh, I think what I'm trying to say is, at least from my observations, there is a possibility that this game does actually have some kind of built-in defense system, where, say, a magic user will take less damage from magic. However, there is nothing in the game that seems to suggest that, and this is just speculation, so as far as I'm concerned, maybe I'm just imagining it, and given how simple this RPG is, maybe it is just my imagination, so just ignore me. Well, who we shouldn't ignore is this kid hiding over here, who is the last of the trick-or-treat kids. I mean, the hide-and-seek kids. And we get the final candy pail upgrade, the Bat Bucket. And that will do a nice plus 10 attack power to our stats, which is really good. Speaking of stats, I've decided I will switch around things a little bit here, so I'm going to actually switch Reynold to... oh, what is it? I actually want to switch him... oh no, actually I don't have that yet because I haven't bought it from Sadie. Well, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to clean up a bit more here, get some more candy. And I'll see if I can't grab those stamps when I get to Sadie next time. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with what I got for now and clean out the rest of this area. And then I'll go to Sadie and we'll take care of the changes I want to make to my party. It'll go a bit faster if it turns out these last two houses here are adults. Because I think there's only two houses, and now there's only one house. Let's check that. Yep, only one house left, and this is it. And I think this has to be an adult, because we've been fighting quite a lot of monsters. Yep. Alright. And I really do like the Bat Bucket. Alright. So now... oh. What kind of recorded message? Ah, nice. Alright, let's go ahead and just pop a few balloons here then. And look, it's Bob! How could I miss old Bob? Well, it's the same deal as always, except now it looks like he's being watched by the apple industry. Alright, well, he has another round of bobbing for apples here. And it's the exact same thing as always, except, again, the base value you have to aim for is up by 5. So now we have to collect 30, 35, and 40 apples in order to get all the prizes here. And it's actually kind of, I wouldn't say hard to get the 30, but if you're kind of unlucky with the green apples, you're going to have a bit of bad luck getting this one. However, it's not that hard. Cutting it a bit close with time, but otherwise it's doable. So, we're both safe, but not from candy. No one is safe from candy. And that is why we are going to do this again for more candy. Had some good luck with the green apples there, so that went by pretty quickly. Actually, what if they are all the same candy company? The same candy company. All candy companies are secretly Hershey. How scary would that be? Then again, that might mean we'd have more Hershey Parks. Huh. And with that, we're done with the Bombing for Apples game. We get the Sugar Bucket Creepy Treat card. And, wait, we work for who now? Oh, I don't feel so good anymore. Alright. Well, let's burst these pumpkins here. And let's just switch to robots so we can get around a little faster. And head back to Sadie, because she probably has a few other stamps I'm going to show off, because they're going to make some of the things a little more interesting. So we'll buy that, and we'll buy that. We're going to give the moldy pumpkin guts to Reynold, because this is basically kind of a combo upgrade of the slime effect from the pumpkin guts and the poison effect from the witch's brew. Because this will do splash damage and apply a DOT, possibly to all enemies. So that is actually a really good upgrade to that. Do I have the card you want? Yep, we do. And we get a card I need. So that's that quest done. And what was it that other guy needed? He needed an extra street shoes. Oh, we actually have that now. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's head on over and actually hand it to him. And if I'm correct, there might also be some other enemies on that side, which I can fight for extra experience. So talk to this kid. Here's the street shoes he needs. We can take his Mice Crispy treat. And, yep. There's certainly some enemies here, and I need to switch my controller to a different mode so I can use the other stick, because it's a bit silly how my controller works. I can either use the D-pad or the analog stick, and if I use the D-pad, it kind of locks what costumes I can choose once I get, like, above a certain number. Also, I love how he's trying to run against me here, and he doesn't even suspect a thing. Poor soul.